What is up, Renzo? Love the intro music. Yeah, I figured I'd give you guys something like infomercially, grocery store sort of music. Everything good though? Can you guys hear me? Everything good to go? Like a 90s sitcom. Yeah, it's pretty funny. 90s infomercial music. Are we about to get a infomercial? Yeah, kinda. About to get an animals as leaders one. Sound is good. Cool. All right, glad everything is working right today. Hope you guys slept well. I streamed last night for like 20 minutes. I was just trying to get this stream pretty much set up. Everything moved over. Everything's good. Most of my stuff has moved over to the new computer now. And now we're working on the rest of the, I guess, mixing a little bit today. And, you know, kind of going through key switches and stuff. Some things that I didn't do last week. GTG gotta go. Oh, snap. All right, man. Well, thanks for being here for a second. Yeah, so let's get started with the session here. All right. So I got Monarch kit set up, sort of. I'm not going to really use the Monarch kit for the vinyl production because I really want to like dial in Monarch. But I will go over a little bit with Monarch. Monarch is sick, man. Anoop put a lot into it, and there's so much you could do with it. It's really cool. I'm just so gung-ho on Modern and Massive 1. So I'll probably still use that for now until I can get a really good Monarch mix. Because I really want to start using the Monarch kit if I can get it to sound really good. No, sorry, GT, good to go. Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought you meant you got to go. I was like, bro, you just got here, man. All right, well, so far this section, okay, so another thing we're going to work on today is EQing the toms and getting the toms kind of sitting right. Because right now, I did everything in my mix besides toms, so they sound kind of doo-doo right now. Yeah, just EQing all the toms. I forgot how I EQ'd them before because my old plugin like setting didn't show up. What's up, Franz? My old template for my EQ didn't show up, so I have to kind of redo it by ear. Right now, we have Modern and Massive set up on here. Let's hear what it sounds like. It sounds good, but I need to do this section right here. Right here. All right, that's going to be Tom 2. Ooh, some weird resonances. So far I have some stuff set up on here, but we're going to turn all of it off and start from scratch. But I do want to use these plugins. So I'm going to be using SSL Comp, Tominator, G-Clip, and Reagate. But we're going to just start here with Pro Q3 and do some EQing. Actually, let's get a tighter replay on that. Ooh, a lot of resonance. Okay. So first off, we're going to start with a low cut. And we're not going to cut a lot, dude. We're going to keep a lot of that resonance there. Just going to start there at 40 hertz. Because we want to keep a lot of that low end. Actually, let's do 20. Yeah. Just kind of rolling off the little bit of the top. All right. So So like I say all the time, 300 hertz, and usually with kick too. Kick and toms, you want to just take out 300 to like 700 hertz pretty much. So we're gonna start around here, around 300. I mean, I take a lot out, so let's do -10. It's like that breathy frequency, the sort of sound. And then there's like a basketball frequency too. Right around there, 2K. All right. But we want some of that ping though, that attack. So we'll probably come back up around 8K. All right. We can start there. So let me do Tominator first. I forgot what Tominator did. I guess it's like a clipper. Let's do 10,000 hertz. We'll do -16, just the top. Hello, all cute homies. What's up, Syrian Kaiser? What's up, buddy? We're just doing some tom EQing and processing. All right. Oh, that's a lot of compression. But I like to compress the crap out of my toms, so it's okay. Whew, that's a lot. Oh, G-Clip is awesome. If you guys don't know what G-Clip is, you should go check it out. All right, I'm gonna get rid of it. We don't want to hold it too long. Wait. This is the tricky part. Oh my god, brother, I hate ad pop-ups since I joined. Oh, dude. Well, if you got Amazon Prime, dude, you can subscribe on Twitch. Drums for tom mixing process. That's nasty. Yeah, the trick here is to get that RIA gate is what I'm using here, is to get that sort of tail to kind of ease off a little bit, and depending on like your compression and whatever else you're doing, it could be tricky. So I had this set at one point for my old template, but now I have to redo it. I'm getting close. I may have to still EQ a little bit, but we'll see. It's cutting off weird. There we go. We'll go down a little bit. -14. Ah, there we go. Still getting some low end resonance. Okay, a little bit better. Go back to the gate. Okay. Still getting basketball frequency. A lot. I had it dialed in before. There we go. I think that might be it right there. I think it was good the way it was. Some NBA Jam, yeah. Yeah, I'm still getting that basketball frequency. There we go. Maybe I gotta make it wider. Do a high cut. Oop. Hello, Zane. What's up, buddy? Man, I'm still getting weird basketball frequency on this. Man, I had them sounding better before. This is the hard part. There we go. There it is. That was the frequency. I know these moves are crazy, but hey, whatever sounds better. Go down here further. Almost. There it is. Almost. It's a weird curve I got going on, but still hearing some basketball stuff going on. It's like a breathy. I don't know. This is really extreme. I don't know if this is going to be it, but we will see. All right. I think we're good here. A little bit louder. All right. About the same volume now. Now we can clip it. There we go. For mixing each tom individually instead of sending them to a tom bus? Yes, because the rack toms all have different tonalities. So I do I do similar but sort of different EQs on all of them. So I'll probably copy this EQ over to the next tom, but I'll adjust it in the mix because there's only so much you can do in solo. And after hearing it a billion times, like right now, it's probably not the end result because I'll hear it a billion more times and I'll go, oh, there's some weird frequency there. So this is just, you know, quickly for now, which it sounds okay. I still hear a little bit of basketballness in there, but I'm looking for more of like a thumpy, quick thumpy sound. You know, like most modern toms you hear. I think it's the reverb on there. Let me see if I'm sending this to a reverb track. Yeah, I am. I'm also parallel compressing it as well. almost there. Trying to get the right amount of high end in there. That sounds about right. Clicky toms. Nice. Alright, that sounds decent for now. I'm going to copy these over to this other bus, which has the same, almost the same exact settings. I could... Ooh, there's a Transify there. That's what I was missing, I think, from... Let me move this Transify over to that second tom. It was underneath Tominator. Not really doing much. I'm going to take it off. Alright, I'm just going to copy paste all of this over to this new track. It's the same exact settings for that one. For that tom, and then also this, like I said, I'm going to be... Oh, wait, hold on. There's C6 on this one. Ah, that's what's different. For both low toms, I think I have C6. Let's see. Yep, I do. Nope, just the low tom, just the low tom. Okay. All right. So, what up? What up? What up, Shaw360? Thanks for being here. I'm just doing a little bit of tom mixing right now. If anybody's just joining in. On this Animals as Leaders cover. Do you guys think Pro Q4 is better than Pro Q3? I see a lot of great stuff about Pro Q4. I don't have it. I only have Pro Q3. But I did just get Ozone 12, which came with its own EQ. Now, I'm so used to Pro Q that I don't know if I'm going to use it. I'll show you what it looks like. Ozone 12 equalizer. Okay, this is the new Ozone 12 EQ. It looks really cool, man, and it's got some pretty cool features in there. But I haven't really learned it that well. And I know that there's I have just the standard edition of Ozone, but it was still like $200. But I mean, it's just some basic EQ, basically. I know there's some EQ stuff that you could do where you can do like some multiband processing with the EQ and all that. This one I don't think has that. I don't believe. I don't know. I haven't really used the plugin that much, so I don't know enough about it. But so far, it just seems like a basic EQ. I'm so used to Pro Q that I just use that. Finally able to catch a stream. What up, Akita? I'm using a Modern and Massive 1. I have Modern and Massive 2, but I have not made a template with it. So I'm a creature of habit, so I like to use the stuff that I know how to use and that I'm good at. So I've been using Modern and Massive for probably about over 10 years now. And I've just gotten so good at mixing it, so I just like to stick to that. But right now I'm working on a Monarch template. So once I get that done, I might start using Monarch more. Let's see. So let's move over these plugins. So we can take this one off. I think the settings are somewhat similar. So let's just take all this out and remove it. Oh, well, no, not the gate. And not the clip. We'll just do Tominator. Well, no, not Tominator either, because... Wait, hold on. Oh, yeah. Tominator. Alright. So, ProQ, SSL, and Tominator. ProQ, Tominator, and SSL. Alright. Now we have the same settings for Tom 3. being able to EQ just the transient or the body separately is great. Other than workflow, digital parametric EQs are basically the same. The Ozone one has a similar function to split EQ now, though, so that's real cool. Nice. Yeah, I still haven't dove into the Ozone 12 yet. It does look cool. I like it. If it ends up, you know, better than... But right now, I'm noticing that the EQ moves that I make are not like... I can't really hear them that well on the Ozone 12. I don't know if that's specifically because it's Ozone 12, but on Pro Q, if I make a move, dude, I can hear those EQ moves like right there. But it seems like it's harder to hear on Ozone. I don't know why. That's why I'm still using Pro Q. Or I would have just continued to use Ozone, the EQ, but I'm noticing that there's some differences there with what you're hearing. All right, now let's get off of here and see about the other toms. And the toms may still change from here as well, because this is just a rough... New PCB is great. Dude, any drum kit is goated. You just got to know how to mix it, man. Like, what I'm doing here is multi-out processing. So I don't do any processing inside the plugin. Like, I'll show you. Like, what I have here for Modern and Massive is I have some routing. So I'll show you right here. So I made a multi-out routing right here. So each piece of the kit goes into my DAW separately. So I'm processing the snare, the cymbals, the shells, all the shells, the rooms, everything. I'm processing everything separately inside my DAW. And that's really where the magic happens, man. I tried doing the whole mixing drums inside the plugin thing for what is it? Superior Drummer. I tried doing that for years. And my drums always sounded like crap, and I didn't understand it. And I think it's because, to me, my personal opinion, I think the onboard processing inside of drum programs just suck. All of them, every one of them. They're just not that good. Now, Modern and Massive actually has a decent one because they have this turbo function here where you can kind of crank up the saturation or whatever on certain pieces. And I think the real magic is the multi-out routing, where you can process all the pieces of the kit by itself, and that's where the real magic happens. But the samples themselves really do play a part too. So the drum libraries are, you know, like how they're recorded, how good they sound. I think that matters. But so far, Modern and Massive hasn't let me down, dude. It's just all about how you process that stuff. GD is like 100 to 115. Ozone is very good for electronic songs and metal songs, especially the ones that are mastered chain on it. Oh, okay. Like Monarch, the normal harder hits are like 120. Yeah, I noticed that with Monarch, the velocities are slightly lower. Like my 110 on Monarch sounds like 80 or something. It's like really soft hits, and I'm like, oh man, I gotta crank this up. But I do have a sort of, now this is not mixed well at all. I do have a Monarch sort of ish sound. I tried to like kind of mimic my Modern and Massive sound as close as I could, and it still doesn't sound that great. Now the Monarch kit is awesome. I'm just not mixing it well, so do not take this as how good it can sound, because I've heard Monarch sound really, really good. I'm just not mixing it that well. But anyways, here, I'll shut up. I'll show you. Here it goes. The cymbals sound a little bit weird. All right, now Modern and Massive. Modern and Massive just sounds a little bit better, and that's because of my mixing. It's not because Monarch sucks or anything. Monarch is actually pretty sick. I just haven't dialed in a mix yet, so I'm still working on it. Do not take that as a representation of how it can sound, because obviously I still have to learn the kit, the nuances of it, all the sounds. Most library, you shouldn't change the snare like the golden one that I liked. I actually appreciate that from GGG stuffs, because sometimes those like unrealistic hits feel live. I had a hard time mixing Monarch, if I'm being honest. Oh, you did? You had a hard time. Monarch's just different beast, man. You just like I said, the velocities are slightly different, so the hits, like, you have to kind of mess with your MIDI velocities a little bit, like kind of crank them up a little bit to get sort of the same gain level as you would on Modern Massive. And also, like I said, Modern Massive has that turbo function where you can kind of crank the saturation on some of the stuff, so that also helps with getting things to cut through. Their latest progressive prodigy is definitely a bit more dialed with their variety of presets. Still don't like the in-the-box mixing like you said. Yeah, dude, I tried it for years and I just couldn't figure out how to make in-the-box, like in the plugin, sound good. Like, it sounded like trash can. Like, and that's probably because of my skill level at the time. But since being so frustrated, I just started multi-outing everything and had better luck, because I could just tweak every little tiny piece of the kit. Like, if the bottom snare mic was just sounding weird, I could do that, you know. And you can't really tweak it to your heart's desire inside, you know, the plugin, because you're limited by what you can do inside their plugin. So that's why, you know, I like being able to tweak things outside of that. Use higher hits with R strings. Yep, especially if you're used to GGD. Yep, that's what I noticed. I mean, I use Monarch Kit for Battlefield Unleashed, my song, and it's very good. Yeah, I mean, dude, there's other people out there that are mixing this kit. Like, for instance, Chris B-Dan. He's mixing it really well with Monarch. I think he still uses Monarch. I'm not sure what he's using now, but I think he has. I love Modern and Massive too, but the effects built in aren't it. Yeah, see, that's another thing. I love Modern and Massive too, but I tried, and it gave me serious Superior Drummer vibes. Like, I tried my best to mix inside their plugin, and I just couldn't do it, man. Like, everything sounded like it just wasn't. It wasn't lifting up, you know. Like, there's so much you could do outside of the plugin, you know, with like adding multiple compressors and EQs and saturation and all kinds of stuff. And I know you can do that inside of Modern and Massive too, but for some reason, like, the onboard effects just aren't doing it for me. Like, I would crank all of it up and it still wasn't. I don't know. It wasn't really making it sparkle. I don't know. So, for me personally, if you're like me, I highly suggest just multi-out everything, man. Because the source tone is what you're after, like the shells and the cymbals and all that stuff. You just want really good samples, and then you can mix all that stuff yourself. It's the same thing as mixing drums in real life, because that's what you're doing. When you have real drums from a real session, you're going to have real mics, and you're gonna have overheads and rooms and shells and all, and snare top, snare bottom, all that. So, like, I mix it as if like a real world situation, and I've had better luck doing it like that. Mixed Wave has some good stuff. You know what's crazy? The processing they did for that, like 10 times better than the other two new kits. It's really sick out of the box. Yep. But so far, like from all the kits I've ever used, the reason why I use Modern and Massive, because the source tone is just so good. Like the way they struck gold when they made Modern and Massive 1. Like source tones are immaculate, and that's why I like it. It's because it's so easy to work with, and you can get it to sound like whatever you want. Now another good kit too is, what's it? It's another GGD kit. It starts with an I. What's the name of that kit? What was it? Name some GGD kits. It was right after Modern and Massive, or a couple kits after Modern and Massive. Not the Matt Hopper. Started with an I. Invasion. Yes, that's it. Invasion is another good kit. Kind of like Modern and Massive 1, where like source tones are good. So if you have Invasion, that's a really good kit. And that sucks because I don't think they're going to port that one over to the new engine. So if you want Invasion, I think you have to buy it on Contact, which is not a big deal because Contact, that's what I'm using now. I love all their stuff, but it's because I use my own processing. Yeah, I'm just a fan of the source tones, man. I don't really care about like what a plugin has inside their effects and stuff. You know, I just leave it to Waves and all the other big companies that make plugins to make your stuff sound good. They're all DSP, and you know, use their plugins to make your stuff sound good. Because in the box, from what my experience in the box, it's just most plugins just don't have that part figured out. The bigger companies have that figured out, you know, the mixing part of it. But I mean, you never know. You never know. There might come along a library that just has it all figured out. So far, I've yet to hear one. In the box, I mean, in the box. I like a lot of kits for that reason. I work with other people too, and having a lot of different kits and knowing how to make any drum kit sound good just became really important. Yes, that's another reason too. Is like if you know how to like mix outside the box. I mean, dude, you're already like ahead of the game there because you're just very versatile in what you can do with everything else. We are eating so good now. Nice. I gotta find a part where there's like tom work because I don't have any tom work over here to preview. Wait, what? Why is that tom coming through my left ear? Supposed to be coming out of my right ear, bro. That's not right. Oh, that's volume. Okay, that's supposed to be coming out of my... Yeah, what's going on here? I need to figure that out. Alright, what's going on here? wonder if that's a routing issue inside of GGD. Toms. What is going on? I cannot figure out why that's coming out of my left ear instead of my right. Wait, hold on. Oh my god. I don't know if you guys can see that. I had my headphones on backwards. That's hilarious. Okay. Wow. Again. I put them on. I put them on wrong again. Dude, I already have my coffee. I don't need another one. Oh my god, okay, it's coming out of the right ear. Goodness gracious. Bro, I like Superior 2, but man, it has so much... It was so much harder to get it to sound as good as all the new kits, even with built-in processing. Superior Drummer 2, yeah. What are they up to? I thought they had Superior Drummer 3. Has anybody used that? Dude, I got away from Superior Drummer as soon as GGD came out. So when Superior Drummer 3 came out, GGD was already a thing, and I left Superior Drummer in the dust. So I haven't tried Superior Drummer 3. I don't know if it's any good. That tom is okay for now. Let me see if I can turn that up. That sounds okay. All right. I want to hear all the toms though. Might have to make a tom section myself. Yeah, I'm just gonna write some toms real quick so I can mix. All right. Oh man, I gotta set up my Reaper to be better, cause or all my stuff from Reaper a long time ago, like all my templates and setting, like that little bar up here that I set up like last week on the last cover, all that stuff I set up is gone now because I moved over computers. So I'm gonna have to figure out how I can like save that old template and like bring it over here, because I had a bunch of preferences and settings in Reaper that were already set up. Now I don't want to have to do that all over again. I think there's a way you can import that all over. The 33 expansions are so great. I want them, but man, the cost to get Superior Drummer 3 and then those 33 expansions, oof. I generally dislike dealing with toms. I always do them dead last for mixes and automation. Yeah, jumping between comps is rough. Yeah. Actually, let's just do one hit at a time. See, before I could input a note without having to double click. Now I have to double click. So this is a little bit weird. Okay, now I can just loop this. Sorry. Actually, without processing. Okay. Okay, cool. But hey, at least you can fix stuff if you need to. Honestly, experience with Reaper, I just don't like having to fix or add functions in my DAW. You think you can drop a brother this template? Yeah, man. The only thing about this though, man, is like I have a lot of plugins that you might not have. So if I make a template, I've actually thought about doing this, but if I make a template, you know, there's just tons of stuff. So, and what I was wanting to do is just make like a free template, or not a free, but like a free plugins template. So, it would just use stock Reaper plugins, but in order to do that, I will have to copy all of my settings over to those like Reaper plugins, which I can do. I just haven't had time to do it yet because I have a friend that's actually really wanting my template as well. He keeps reminding me. And yeah, and also I just want to release something out there for you guys, so I might actually do that. All right, that tom sounds good. Tominator's pretty cool, man. It's just, honestly, I have no clue what it's doing. It's just kind of compressing, I guess, a little bit, just a hair, and then it also, this cutoff switch is really cool because you can kind of trim the high end, and that's what I do with the toms. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Very subtle moves with it though. G-Clip is free, by the way. If anybody, it's basically Tominator, but it's another type of Tominator. It's just a little clipper, and you can soften the curve there, as you can see, from sharp to kind of curved. I just cranked that all the way to 100. But G-Clip is free. Just type in Google G-Clip GVST. Download that for free. I love that plugin. It's a plugin that Brian Hood used a lot too. I think a classic trick is using a filter, but it's automatic, dynamic. Yeah. Okay, that tom sounds good. Now let me go to the next one. I think the EQ for the same EQ for those toms worked pretty well. I need to extend that. Yeah. There we go. It doesn't cut off so quick. These subtle movements, man, they really help. There we go. I think that sounds okay. All right. Same time. A lot of resonance. now if we had, there's not really a big tom run in this song, which is kind of unfortunate, but I mean there is that long one at the end, but it's only using one tom, which it should be using more, I think. What's the original do? Ah, okay. So he's using, this is the wrong tom. Needs a rack tom. And then these go here, and then those are not in love with the toms yet, but we'll get there. I'm a big fan of the Sonics drum gate. It has a leveler in it. I have the inflator by Sonics. I think I'm using that on the... We're dropping frames. Yo, are we good? Are we good? Sorry, guys. Yeah, sorry about that. I don't have my stream settings set appropriately. It's probably something to do with the internet. Okay, we're back up now. We're back up at 6,000 kilobytes per second. I don't know. I need to bump it up. Maybe. Okay. We're streaming past 6,000 kilobytes. That's why it did that, because I need to bump up my kilobytes, because I got fiber internet, so it's like trying to crank out better than how I have it set. So that's just a setting I'm gonna have to adjust later. Anyways. Inflator, saturation sort of punch, I don't know, it's doing something and it sounds good. And another great plugin, if you don't have it, smash and grab, dude. Time to update the computer. What are you talking about? This is the computer. This is the updated computer, bro. I don't have my OBS settings correct for the stream, because my internet's just really good and it was trying to go past the cap that I had it set at, and I think that's what was happening, and then it kind of crapped out. But this is the new computer, man. This is, I just set it up, spent like 4 days like moving everything over and building this computer. Okay, so smash and grab, another great one. Oh my gosh, dude. I mean, I know you're hearing a volume difference there, but that's because I'm on the extreme setting right here, and it is extreme. It sounds really good. I love smash and grab, but I'm barely doing anything. Thresholds at -24, going up on beef by 2, air by 2, saturation by 5. And then I just crank the extreme knob and set it to grab, and there you go. It's freaking awesome. Most Twitch can do is 6K. Yeah, but my internet connection can do better. I know we can only stream at 6, but you can set it past that. You could set it to 8, which is what most people do. They set up to 8. That way you can avoid issues like this with it cutting out or whatever. That's how I had my old one set up, and I never had disconnection issues on my old computer. I just had
computer issues, not stream issues. Well, I guess there were some stream issues as well, but in the early days, not later on. By the way, I was saying last night, the sweep on there sounds really real because of that automation, that pick attack automation. It's really good. Kyruberus, what's up? Thanks for joining in, man. All right, so we did the toms. I think they're okay for now. I wonder it could help against weird compression stuff, maybe. Gotcha. Okay, I don't know that. I was having an issue with Twitch for past 6K. For bass, like Submission Audio's has some great stuff for the bass. Telemetry issues. I wonder if it could help against weird compression stuff. I don't know. Maybe. I've noticed sometimes when I watch Chris's stream. I don't know. Maybe. I've noticed sometimes when I watch Chris's stream, there's some weird compression going on Twitch. I don't know. I know that's not his computer. It's just something going on with this Twitch. Maybe try YouTube. Maybe YouTube is not doing all that weird stuff that Twitch does. Because I'm streaming on both Twitch and YouTube. Alright, so the toms, like I said, I think I can live with them for now, I believe. We shouldn't have any issues opening other programs and stuff whenever I'm streaming, so I might have to get out Guitar Pro and start working on some of this MIDI because I didn't have a chance to last week. Okay, so this part right here is a tap. Is he tapping? Tap key switch? No. That's not sustain, that's a tap. Actually, the first note would be a strum, and everything after that would be tap. It's not a triplet either. Alright, so I don't have my little quick keys set up anymore. I have to set that up. It was so much easier, dude. All I had to do was click a button. I mean, I could set it up, but I don't feel like doing that right now. Nice. Okay, so all of that is a tap. I watched Tosin's video on it, and he was, that whole part right there's a tap. I think the neck pickup sounds better for this part. Man, I bet the MIDI channel string selection is crazy necessary for this song. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, it's all over the place, dude. Like this, I'll show you real quick. The the MIDI string channels for this one. Sounds pretty good. I've got most of the rhythm guitars already figured out as far as the key switches. It's a lot of the leads is what I have to do, and I think that part that we were at actually needs to be adjusted. Already did that. I'm not using 4-string on that one, on the clean guitars. Okay, so I clean tones. Oof, yes please. Nice. Thank you, man. Now, I think he's tapping a lot of this. I have a lot of it like key switched to be like pretty intricate, but I think all he's doing is tapping this entire thing. Pretty sure. So I might just be able to just get away with a tap key switch. Let me just put a tap right here. I think it sounds better with the way that I key switched it, but I know that he's actually playing it as a tap the entire time. I'm pretty sure. Saw the video on it. Still sounds cool. Up to Slater like does. Not sure if they would keep the pedal on all the time though. Musicale 76 FET sense. That would I kind of just cranked up some volumes here and there. I did some automation during some of that. I think we're solid on this is what we need to work on, clean guitar. And also this little, whatever this is down here, is not supposed to be happening. I actually had the synth going where it shouldn't be. I have some underlining synth on the bass notes. That's just serum, brother. Just helps kind of mesh that together. These kind of songs are a real challenge. Tones, playing, mixing. Yes, it is, dude. I noticed there's so much going on guitar-wise. But I think I nailed it because there's that part where he's doing the sweep. It's like, woo, 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 woo. He's doing that like almost the entire time of the whole song. And you got to mix that just right to where you can still hear that while all the other stuff is going on. I think I did that too because I was testing the mix on my phone and I could still hear that. So the staccato bits, yeah, really fast stuff, chunky distortion parts, clean, not as busy parts. Yep. And that lead too still sounds kind of MIDI. I need to kind of mess with that because that first note that comes in needs to be a sort of bend. There was a bend on it to begin with, but I took it out because it sounded really corny. So I'm gonna do my own bend here. I need to figure out what the original's doing right there. Okay, so he goes from down. Okay, so he's doing a lot of bending there. So we need to go from up to down. Alright, we'll put a tap here so it'll be kind of like a slide effect. And then we'll go back to sustain alt pick. Actually, sustain alt pick right here. We need to work on that clean guitar too, actually. I'm like ADHD over here, like clean guitar. Then I'm working on the lead. Okay, maybe like a slide up to that note. Like right here. And then so slide up would be right here. Slide up to baby's crying. Sorry if you can hear the baby crying. Slide up to, where's my slide up to key switches? Gent chord, slide down to, slide up to. All right. Okay. Actually, hold on. It needs to go right here. And then this needs to go right there. Nice. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm trying to make a coffee. If y'all hear screaming, Mandrake, I'm hurrying. Yeah, Sarah can barely get anything done. Baby needs her 24/7. You should know, if you're still in here, Rainquill, you should know, man. You're a new dad. That baby needs attention 24/7. I gotta do those bends. That's really what's making it sound wonky. Note channel. I think that's on the 3rd string. We'll leave it omni for now. Alright, so if we can do some automation here. Pitch, automation. Alright, like I said before, I just make a couple of points and then I highlight every other one and move it down and then move this one up. Alright, and then you take all of them, hit Alt, and then you can move all the, wait, you can move all of them. Ah, okay. I take that off. All right. I gotta take that bend range and crank it up on this because I don't think it's. Yep, I gotta crank it up to. I usually have it about 33. And we move it up. Oh. Gotta always remember to have one of them clicked, or it's gonna move both of them. In Reaper, that is. Goodness. Okay. Let's listen to the original, what the first one did. Close, close, close. I think I need to crank up that first, this one right here. The one that was kind of high. You crank that up. And then maybe crank that one down just. to be too dramatic. Alright, what's the second note do? Very tedious here, guys. There's a lot going on there, dude. A lot of slide down, slide up. That's going to be a lot of work. I might work on that off stream, actually. Because I did the same thing for, what was it? There was another lead that I did. Or not lead, it was a rhythm. It was this. Yeah, that was really hard to key switch. So I'm gonna have to do basically the same thing on this lead over here. Alright, so make another point, and then I think right here, go up and then go down with that one. Actually, let me move this over one. I think I can. Sometimes it's an art here, adjusting all this stuff, getting it just right. Be too extreme. I'm gonna just do this one last section. So there's emphasizing this note right here. So right here, we need to go up. Ah. Goodness gracious. Hate when you click on something and it does that. Alright, I think that's good for that. I have to work on the rest of that later, but I'm gonna do the clean guitar. That's not what that's supposed to be. That's not a palm mute. That is supposed to be sustain. Should I keep this little sparkle on the clean guitar? It doesn't really do that in the original. Just using Rhea pitch for that. I don't know if I should. I'm not sure if I should use that. Let's see what the original does. Oh, it's classical guitar. Yeah. Axure is not classical guitar, so we're gonna have to figure something out here. Alright, I don't think it's held out like that. Okay. Trying to get an idea of how it goes. Just gotta extend all these notes. I can copy and paste it right here. Piezo blending. I wonder if the Keysi has something similar. Neural Bossy. Good evening, Ray. Plenty of Petrucci have piezo pickup emulation in their clean amps. That's pretty cool. Oh man, I messed up. Dang it. I gotta redo all that. Alright, we're just gonna copy paste until we get to the very end. Forgot to copy those top notes. Dang it. started to see you more and more often on Dusty streams, so I thought I'd return the favor and hang out here too. Cool. Hey, well, thank you, man. Glad you're here. Yeah, we all do similar things, just a little bit different styles. Dusty's more like the high octane sort of metal stuff, which is really cool, dude. Like he does really well producing that stuff, like really well. I was actually quite surprised at how good he's at like mixing and producing that style of music. So yeah, kudos to him, man. I'm doing more of like the technical sort of metal core thing. More DIY mixing sort of type of thing. And you know, Chris is doing more polished like synthcore type stuff. So you get a little bit of everything over here. That's the embodiment of one-on-one of ones and O's. I both love and hate him for it. Yeah, there's a lot more technical stuff going on over here. Okay, let me see what we have here. There's alt picking going on over here. Okay, so I think he's doing like a classical sort of guitar thingy right here. So we're gonna do a sustain downstroke for that first note, and then I think after that it's like a tap because he's like hammering on the notes. So we'll do it's very abrasive, that first note. We need to tame that, and then we'll do another tap right there. Maybe if I turn those notes down, these notes, if we turn them down to 42 maybe. There we go. We can maybe crank them up. Nah, we'll leave them at low. Doing it the long way today, guys. Sorry, I just got done setting up this new computer, so like I haven't moved everything over, like all my settings and everything. So yeah, I gotta take a day and do that. And tomorrow is MIDI Monarch, by the way. If anybody is interested in hanging out for that, I'm just gonna be checking out you guys' creations live on stream, and then you win a copy of Axure and also some other stuff. So yeah, it's gonna be fun. If you want to join that, join the Discord, and you can start submitting for that. This is the first one we've done since last year. We stopped doing them because I was starting to focus on Axure II. Yeah, tomorrow, dude. Tomorrow is you didn't you set it for the 28th? Tomorrow? I'm pretty sure you did. I looked at the thing. The little post that was in the Discord, and it said it was for the 28th, which is tomorrow. So, and it would make sense for me to do it tomorrow anyways, because, you know, it's Saturday. And, yeah, it'll be fun. I'll try to do it early, though, because I know that a lot of people are going to be watching Chris's Saturday stream. So I'll probably try to start as early as possible and get it done with. And then you guys can still catch Chris's stream. don't want everything happening at the same time on the grid. Give it a little bit of variety here. These all don't need to come in at the same time. Only these chords, ones where they're all like together on the same grid line. Move those over. One little 128 note. Oh, you don't go off of me. Whatever works best for your schedule. We usually play these things by ear. Okay. Yeah, I just saw the little post on there, and it was made to be for the 28th, so I figured, hey, let's do it on the 28th. Yeah, no big deal, though. Yeah, Saturday. I was planning on it, like, weeks ago. Already doing it today, so. I'm a huge sucker for that proggy style of guitar. You got me so hooked with that. Thanks, man. Yeah, that's pretty much my wheelhouse. It's like the metalcore, proggy stuff. I'll change the dates in the thread and make an announcement. Oh, I thought the date on the thread was the 28th. I'm pretty sure it was. That's the whole reason I thought the whole thing was on the 28th. I don't know. My bad, man. If I read it wrong, I thought it said 28. All right, the original is like nylon guitar. Maybe I could put some of those guitar noises in there. I don't know why, but I can't hear Careless Whisper in that note progression, and now I can't unhear it. What song is that? I probably should know this, but I don't. Okay. Ah, release noises. That's what we're missing. That's what we're missing. Release noise right here. And then we'll put like some other guitar noises right there. Gonna put them in random spots. Oh my god, another one. Jeez. One more. Just little subtleties there. I don't know how to get it to sound like a Final Fantasy vibes. Yeah, I don't know how to get it to sound like a nylon guitar. That's what I was trying to do with the pitching. I was trying to like pitch it low and then pitch it high and mix it together. There's a really cool plugin you can do that with. Pitch. It's pretty simple. You just add different layers and pitch it down and up, and that's what I was doing here. But it doesn't really sound like a nylon guitar. It almost sounds like that Tesseract-y kind of guitar more than a nylon guitar. So it might be a challenge to try to mimic that. I don't know. I mean, I don't have any like nylon guitar libraries, like acoustic. I should make one. Actually, that's one of our goals with Study Sound Audio, is just to make a acoustic library. That's eventually coming, but right now we don't have one. That's pretty intense. Need to make that go down a little bit. That's pretty intense. I wonder if it sounds better on the those first two notes sound good on the bridge pickup. I might automate that. Let's see if we can automate that. So let's see, pickup switch right there. All right, so first two notes will be, wait, what do we have? We were on the bridge for the whole time, right? Where are we at now? Actually, I kind of like the bridge pickup on all that besides that. Usually want to use neck pickup for sweepy stuff like that anyway, so that makes sense. Sounds better. No doubt they have a very tactile sound, like you can hear how it would feel to play. Oh, you're talking about Archetype. Tim Henson, some really good presets for nylon. Yeah, I'm good, bro. I'm good. Not really a Polyphia fan. Fade out in the original. Ah, there we go. Yeah, that's right. Alright, so right there is where the bass should cut out. Alright, we're going to do a slide right here to make it sound real. I'll put a slide right there, right before the notes come in. Left hand slide. Alright, do the same thing on this guitar. Put a left hand slide right there. Alright, now this is the tricky part. Adjusting this to kind of sound real. So we'll have this note extend and that note extend. And then we'll have this middle note extend. Leave that one there. Okay. Okay. Sounds a little bit more natural. The sweep picking is incredibly humanized. It sounds awesome, dude. Thank you, man. Thank you. Listen to the beginning of it, dude. It sounds exactly like the original. Alright, now listen to the original. God, the mix is horrible on that one. see Axure play it? Check it out. Let's see if it'll do it. Oh, actually, hold on. So Axure play it real fast. That's pretty cool. I think that's awesome. Okay, so what were... Okay, yeah, we were working on that clean guitar part. I'm not sure what automation I have. I might need to automate the stomp pedals. What are those? GTR stomp pedals from like 08. Jeez, I'm still using these dinosaurs, man. I don't know if you guys know about these, but these are classic. I've had these the entire time I've been mixing music. Like, I just can't get away from them, dude. I love them. They work so great. Delay, reverb, all kinds of stuff. You got everything you can need as far as an effect goes. Basic effects, you know. You got octavers, pitchers, vibrolo, volume, wah, distortion, EQ, flanger, fuzz, gate, backwards delay. It's pretty cool. Yeah, been using this for years. Anyways, I kind of want to automate some reverb on this clean guitar part. So I need to adjust this knob right here with automation, which is going to be slot 2 or control 1. So slot 2, control 1 on this guitar. Nope. There we go. Nope, that's amp. There we go. Slot 2, control 1 right here. Bam. All right, now we have automation for... We should... Oh, here it is. It's right here. Okay. Might want to crank that up a little bit. It's at 33%. Let's see if we can go up to 50. See what it sounds like. It's too much. That could work. I think those need to be sustains, right? Downstroke. But lower velocity. What's the original doing? Let's hear it again. Very compressed nylon guitar there. I like it. Sounds good. I just can't get my guitar to sound like that. Trying to listen to the picking, seeing which notes are picked and which ones are tapped. Ah.
Okay, I'm gonna turn down that reverb a little bit on that track. Continue to adjust. So, where were we at? Oh yeah, right down here. We'll turn it to, actually I don't think we need to adjust that right now. Let me clear the envelope because we don't need to adjust that one. We need to adjust the key switches is what we need to do. So he picked on this one. So he picked here. We'll do a pick here. And then on this note was a pull off. So we'll do a tap there for the pull off. All right. And then he went back into a sustain right there, which we already did that. Now we're gonna have to figure out how, okay, so we'll turn these all lower velocity since they're picked, because the lower velocities I use for clean guitar. You gotta be careful because sometimes it sounds very pokey if you're using clean guitars in Axure. I gotta make sure we're on the neck pickup as well. Oh yeah, we're on the neck pickup. 4-string is definitely gonna make that sound a lot better too once I get to that. See, it's the little tiny things you do like that, adjusting notes here and there. That would be a reamp situation though. What would, maybe the Quad Cortex has some kind of piezo blend clean amp. Hey, maybe it does. I'll check and see actually, because I haven't reamped anything other than rhythms yet, because I'm using Helix native for the leads and everything else. So I may try to go in and find something like you're saying for this, since it's like a specific sort of tone. Might be able to find something on the Quad Cortex for that. I've never seen those except the fuzz that Dusty uses. What kind of ancient stuff is that? Wow, is it waves? Yes, it's waves. Sorry, it took me so long to answer your question. Yeah, it's a waves plugin, GTR stomp pedals. I think Boss has some stomp pedals as well, plugins. It's pretty cool. It's a subscription based though, so I don't do anything subscription, man. When it comes to plugins, if you're doing like a subscription, I'm like, nah, I'm good, because there's tons of free stuff and tons of other stuff out there that you can just buy. I hate subscription stuff unless I like really need it. Like really need it, then I will subscribe to it. But I try to stay away from subscriptions at all costs, because that stuff adds up, man. Don't worry about it, man. I'm just vibing here. Nice. All right. Now before every transition, I want to do a slide. Left hand slide. If I can. Do one here. anything I can't really find anywhere else, or find elsewhere. I gotta turn that note down. Oh yeah, that sounds better with the notes ringing out over each other. Okay. Okay, need to copy and paste the key switches for that. Okay, so just copy and paste this 5,000 more times. Gotta adjust those to lower velocities. All right. I think your camera froze. Oh yeah, okay. Let me change the battery on that real fast, guys. Sometimes my camera be doing that. I know no one else has these problems. I'm trying to figure this stuff out, guys. I'm not a regular streamer, by the way. I don't stream. I'm not a professional streamer or anything like that. So if there's mistakes here, don't judge me. I'm just trying to figure this stuff out. But as we go, I'll figure it out. All right, new camera. All right. How long was I frozen like that before you noticed? I think it's been a minute. Yeah, dude, learning process for sure. Okay, Sony cam. All right. We're back up. Here we go. All right, sorry about that. Everyone has those tech issues, trust me. For like 2 minutes, I noticed once you started talking. I was like, no way you can do that. That is so cool. Yeah, I can talk with my mouth closed, dude. I actually used to be a ventriloquist master. Digital camera DSLR. It's a DSLR. It's a Sony FX30. I'm not sure. I know I can plug it up directly with the USB-C and have it be like stream. I don't know. I'm wondering how I can have it like the camera charged while it's plugged in. I had to look that up because I know you can do that. For some reason, it's not charged using the USB cable. It's using the actual battery for some reason. No clue what's going on there. Copy paste those. Copy paste those. Nice. All right, 2 more of those. So many, dude. Is that right? Yep. Copy and paste that over here. Wait, I think I screwed up. Yeah, I did screw up. Alright, there we go. Just gotta adjust the velocity on these, and I think we're good to go. 42. Oh yeah, and make them go overlapping, because that definitely helps with the realism there. Gotta end these. Maybe scoot that over. All right, I think we got it. What's up, Thick Goliath? Dude, it's been so long, man. What is up? Man, I haven't seen you up in the stream in a good minute, man. Hope you've been well. I've been well. I got a new PC now, so streams should be solid. I just upgraded. So, you know, doing the streaming thing now again, but more so on, you know, production stuff. Showing you guys Axure, which I don't know. It's been a minute, dude, since you've been around, but I made a guitar plugin. I'm not sure if you noticed, but that's what I've been working on, dude, for like the past 3 years, is this thing. I made it with a couple of friends, but we made this, and it's called Axure II. This is the second one. We made the first one about 2 years ago, and then we just released this one. I saw some on my Facebook feed make a little vid of using it. Someone on my Facebook feed make a little vid using it. Oh, nice, dude. Yeah, this is my plugin, and it's based off of this guitar right here, this blue one. Wait, this one. Yeah, it's based off of that guitar. Sampled it like crazy, and yeah, we have it here in digital form. I've had this guitar since I was 19 years old. Same time I bought this computer. Like when I was 19, dude, life just changed for me. I started touring, got a new computer, got a new guitar, like all kinds of new stuff happened when I was like 19, and I just upgraded from that computer that I had when I was 19, and just released this that I had since I was 19, and now we're starting streaming again, for real this time though, for real. I know before I was just kind of dabbling in there and, you know, having fun here and there, but I think I'm going to be streaming a lot more. So if you don't, if you miss this, if anybody's scared they're going to miss another stream, it's all good, because I'm going to be streaming more. I saw the post. I saw someone on my Facebook. Can't remember if his name, but I know he's an OG Air fan like myself. Yeah, man. But this is the Animals as Leaders cover. I'll show you. We'll start from the top. All MIDI, dude. All MIDI. Thank you, man. Appreciate you. This is the part we were just working on. That's pretty much it. A lot of stuff to kind of work on. I'd love to hear a mix of either the song Towers or a rare form from the old era days. Yeah, man. I'm sure I'll do a mix. I'm actually thinking about doing a really old mix. I'm not thinking I will. I am. I have a song that I've done nothing with for years, and I have it tabbed out, ready to go. It's Isolation Blue. But I was thinking about doing that one because that's like one of my favorite songs that I wrote for Era, and it's very technical, a lot of stuff going on in there. So I think that one would be really cool to kind of showcase Axure. And since I have the majority of it already tabbed out, like just go ahead and use that. Yeah. So there will be an old Era one. Let's see. I think what I have left is pretty much just like key switch, like not key switches, 4-string, and then mixing, a little bit more mixing. I think the toms are not 100% yet. Toms still need a little bit of work. They still kind of sound a little basketball-y, and I'm not sure. I think it's just going to take a little bit more EQ, maybe like another instance of EQ on it. Yeah, there's some weird it might be the reverb actually. It's a little bit to do with the reverb, but not so much. White Noise, I sadly don't have a copy of Andromeda anymore. I got lost in a move. Dude, same. I had a copy of Andromeda, like the original print physical CD. It's like a sleeve. And oh my god, dude. I had it like on my mantle. And in my old house, I had it on a mantle and like sitting there like just chilling. And I think I moved and don't know what I did with it. And that was the one copy I had. So I don't know where it is today, sadly. And I wish there was a reprint or remaster of that CD, but you know, we're probably never going to see that. Yeah, I'm probably just gonna have to do another instance of EQ and fine tune these toms, like just notch out some of the weird like resonating frequencies that make it sound sort of basketball. It's okay if it sounds a little bit of basketball-y, but not like too much. Needs to be more punchy and like almost dead sounding. I like kind of like it's hard to explain. Punchy but almost dead sounding shells. In a way. It's close. It's close. Not perfect though. All right. Let's see. I think everything is pretty much done on this. Besides a couple of little odds and ends, like I said, with the 4 strings. Guitar tone. I'm definitely gonna reamp. What I do to reamp is I basically just send these guitars, which right now we have Contact, we got Helix Native, and we got GGD Studio Cabs, a little bit of Soothe, SSL Comp, and then C6. And then I'm sending this to a guitar bus as well. But what we're gonna do is just do the dry. So before I reamp, I just cut all these plugins off and just zero everything out. And that way it's just DI. Right now it's this. And I just reamp that with the Quad Cortex. I send it to another track, which is down here. So this is my Quad Cortex reamp. I don't have anything set, I don't believe. I turned these off early. I probably should get rid of these plugins, but there's some Soothe, some C6, and SSL Comp. That's it. I don't need a reattune on there. But yeah, I probably won't even use this chain here, because I just reamp and just straight up blend the tones like raw, like from my Quad Cortex. Yeah, but I'm not gonna reamp right now because I'm starving. I'm hungry. I haven't eaten lunch yet, and it's past lunchtime. It's actually 3, so it's closer to dinner So I'm probably about to go eat. But I'm gonna take care of the rest of this. This is the last episode in this cover right now until it comes out. So it'll be out on the Study Sound Audio YouTube channel. That's where you're gonna find the final mix for this. So I'm gonna do a lot of mixing and stuff off stream. And the reason being is just because like the new computer, trying to figure out some stuff that way for the next cover, the next streams, it'll be more where I can get more in depth and not worry about all these other things like, you know, presets and buttons and clicking all this stuff. So yeah, because I still have a lot left to do on getting some of my settings moved over to this new computer. So it's very time consuming. Same bro, about to grab pizza. It's about 11 p.m. What kind of lunch are we talking? I don't know, man. Probably like a sandwich, like a pepperoni, turkey, and roast beef sandwich. I just mix all those meats and then melt some cheese onto like a hoagie bread with some lettuce on it, some sweet onion sauce, Subway onion sauce, because you can buy that now. The sweet onion sauce from Subway is delicious. I put that on my sandwiches and some chips. Oh, so good. A good sandwich, man. You can't beat a good sandwich. But yeah, I would show you guys like the reamping and all the in-depth stuff, but I can't yet just because I got so much other stuff to do before I can have like, you know, where my streams are more in-depth, where I can probably stream for longer. I'll probably stream for like maybe like 4 hours or something and get like super in-depth. But right now I still have a couple other things to set up, and I just want to finish this, go ahead and get it done, and because it's pretty much mostly done. I just gotta mix it a little bit and a couple odds and ends. The flu's kicking my butt. Sorry to hear that, dude. Thanks for the stream, Alan. It was fun. Yeah, thanks, Rye. Or Ray. Yeah. But yeah, if you want to go check out the old streams, it's on my personal YouTube channel. I have like in-depth, you know, mixing with Axure and showing you guys how to program guitar. So watch that first set of episodes for the Meshuggah song, and then also the cover for the Meshuggah song is up on the Study Sound Audio channel. And then I'm gonna do the same for this one. It's gonna be like a legit video for the Study Sound Audio channel for the cover, and then these replays for the streams will be up on my personal YouTube channel. And then we'll just keep streaming covers, man. I don't know which one I'm doing next. My wife suggested doing like a pop punk song. Well, actually, somebody on YouTube suggested doing a pop punk song, and I kind of want to do a pop punk song too. So we're gonna do one of the most popular pop punk songs ever. Blink-182, I think we're gonna do a Blink-182 song. It's really simple, man. It's probably gonna be like 2 episodes of me working on it. Maybe, I don't know. But I think, you know, we're doing metal and we're doing all this crazy stuff. Maybe we just do a pop punk one and see how good we can get it to sound for a pop punk song. And then after that, I have some idea. I have a list of songs, dude, that I want to do. Sounds like a good time. Yeah. So it's gonna be pretty chill for the next one. I think it's gonna be What's My Age Again? I think. That's if you Google it, the most popular punk song of all time is Blink-182, What's My Age Again? So since it's the most popular, we're gonna do that one, because I'm sure that there's tons of songs we could do pop punk wise, but you know, Blink-182 is classic. It's pretty simple too. It's not that hard to do. Like the guitar parts will be pretty simple, pretty easy. And that'll just be a fun one. Be a good time. But yeah, anyways, I'm gonna go make me a sandwich, guys. Thank you for hanging out on the stream. Appreciate you. I love you. And we'll see you on the next one. Actually, we'll see you tomorrow. If you want to come hang out for MIDI Monarch, it's tomorrow around 10 a.m. And we're just gonna be hanging out, checking out some of your creations. Anyways, see you guys.